ofegar de manera molt violenta, merci. I per això parlen de genocidi.
The last uprising was in a city called Dersim in 1937-38, and there we had a real genocide, and after 1938 you could not even talk about Kurds. They were eliminated.
L'última revolta va ser en 1937-38 i després d'això ja no s'ha pogut parlar més.
And what they did was to try to eliminate the Kurdish identity, therefore the Kurdish language was banned, Kurdish names were banned, they changed the names of the cities, and they had an official policy of assimilation of the Kurds inside Turkey.
I van intentar eliminar la identitat kurda, els noms van prohibir, van canviar els noms de les ciutats i hi ha hagut una assimilació cap a la cultura turca.
And you had more or less the same situation in the other parts of Kurdistan, that means in Syria, Iraq and Iran, more or less the same situation.
I la mateixa situació més o menys passa a Síria i Iraq.
So we had nearly 40 years of silence. There was nothing in the name of the Kurds. Especially in the north part. This is important for us because this is the place where the resistance started again.
Hi ha hagut com uns 40 anys de silenci sobre la qüestió kurda, especialment al nord, i per elles és important perquè aquí és on ha tornat a començar la resistència.
Like in other parts of the world, we had a strong generation of 68 in the Turkish part also.
En altres parts del món hi ha hagut una altra...
Yes, the socialist struggle
una
of
altra
the
revolució
students.
del 68.
And inside these there had been some revolutionary movements, left movements inside Turkey during that time, the late 60s, the early 70s.
I hi ha hagut alguns moviments d'esquerra a finals dels 60-70.
And also Kurdish students were affected or influenced by these groups.
I els estudiants kurds estaven influenciats per els grups.
So they knew that they are Kurdish, but they did not know so many things about Kurdistan.
Sabien que eren kurds, però no coneixen tantes coses sobre el Kurdistan.
So they started to research and read a lot and discussed a lot.
Van començar a llegir, a investigar i a discutir.
And first they took part inside these Turkish left groups, but the problem was they said, okay, we as Kurds, we want also the solution of the Kurdish question, but these groups said, okay, we will make a revolution in Turkey and the Kurdish question will be solved automatically.
I ells van començar a lluitar dintre aquests grups d'esquerra, però evidentment també volien una solució per la qüestió kurda, i llavors els van dir, bueno, lluitarem per l'esquerra a Turquia i automàticament es solucionarà la qüestió del Kurdistan.
And these Kurdish students said, no, the main problem in Turkey is the Kurdish question, because we have a Kurdish question, there's no real democracy. If you want a real democratization of Turkey, you must start with the Kurdish question.
Llavors ells van dir que no perquè el problema principal era la qüestió kurda i si no es solucionava això no hi havia democràcia i per tant que primer s'havia de solucionar això per tal que fos un estat realment democràtic.
And that's the reason why this group of students decided to organize themselves separated.
I llavors es van organitzar de manera separada el grup d'estudiants.
The leader of this group of students was Abdullah Öcalan.
I el líder del grup d'estudiants era Abdullah.
So they came together and built something like an ideological group.
I van fer com un grup ideològic.
Inside this group there were also Turkish people who believed that freedom in Turkey is only possible with the revolution in Kurdistan.
I dintre del grup aquest també hi havia líders turcs que creien que realment la revolució només era possible si es solucionava la qüestió kurda.
During that time there have been a lot of small different left groups who were in conflict to each other.
Hi ha hagut molts grups d'esquerra que estaven en conflicte uns amb els altres.
And in 77, one member of this ideological group, who was originally Turkish, was killed by a complot.
I al 77 un líder d'un d'aquests grups va ser assassinat en un complot.
The group came together and discussed the situation.
El grup es va tornar a juntar i va discutir la situació.
They said we have to give an answer to this murdering of our comrade.
I van decidir donar una resposta a l'assassinat del company. desenvolupant.
And they decided to found the Kurdistan Workers' Party, the PKK, as response to this killing.
I van fundar el partit...
Kurdistan Workers' Party, the PKK.
El PKK.
Yes. So this was a response to the killing.
Com a resposta a l'assassinat.
When the PKK was founded by more or less maybe 50 people, just 2 of them were women.
Quan el van fundar el partit eren unes 50 persones i només 2 eren dones.
Sakine Jansus, who was killed in Paris, was one of them.
Una d'elles era aquesta que va ser assassinada a París.
So when they started as National Liberation Classicals, National Liberation Movement, very Marxist-Leninist.
I va començar com un grup d'alliberament nacional marxista-leninista.
And their aim was to build an independent Kurdish national state.
I volien fundar
United,
un estat del Kurdistan lliure.
In 1980, there was a military coup in Turkey, and most of the members were imprisoned.
Al 98 hi va haver un cop d'estat a Turquia i molts dels membres van ser empresonats.
The others had to leave Turkey, they went to other places.
I els altres van marxar a Turquia a altres països.
And they realized that it's not possible inside Turkey to make any political struggle.
I es van adonar que dintre Turquia era impossible tenir cap lluita política.
Because all Kurdish and left movements had been banned, all their members were in prison, and a lot of people got the death sentence.
Perquè molts dels kurds i gent d'esquerres van ser empresonats, estaven perseguits i...
Most of the Kurdish prisoners were in the prison of Diyarbakir, which is a military prison, and they had been tortured extremely.
Molts dels presoners estaven a una presó militar i els van torturar.
Sakine Jansus was one of these prisoners also.
La Sakine Jansus va ser una d'aquestes presoners.
In 82, they started a big hunger strike against the circumstance in the prison, and some comrades died.
Al 82 van fer una vaga de fam molt gran i alguns dels companys van morir.
Those who stayed outside said we have to answer to the resistance in the prisons.
I els de fora van decidir que havien de respondre a la resistència dins de la presó.
And they took the decision to start a guerrilla fight against the Turkish state.
I van començar una guerra de guerrilla contra l'estat.
Because it was not possible to make any political struggle.
Perquè no era possible cap lluita política.
And it was also the time of national liberation guerrilla movements, I mean anti-colonial movements.
I era també el moment de la guerra de guerrilles contra el moviment.
The guerrilla struggle started in 84.
La lluita de guerrilla va començar el 84.
And during that time there was no women organization inside the Kurdish movement.
I en aquells moments no hi havia cap organització de dones dintre del moviment.
During the 80s, especially because of the military coup, a lot of people had to leave their country and went to European countries as refugees, especially to Germany.
Durant el cop militar, durant els 80, molta gent va haver de marxar del país i van anar a països europeus, especialment a Alemanya.
And we have still a very big diaspora in Germany with 1 million Kurds.
I encara hi ha una diàspora molt gran a Alemanya on hi ha 1 milió de kurds.
During that time it was not possible to build any legal organizations or institutions inside Kurdistan.
Durant aquella època no era possible l'organització de cap moviment polític dins del Kurdistan.
That's the reason why the first women's organization of the Kurds was founded in Germany in 87.
I per això aquesta raó el primer moviment de dones del Kurdistan es va crear a Alemanya.
And this was the Union of Patriotic Women from Kurdistan.
I va ser la Unió Patriòtica de Dones del Kurdistan.
And what they did was to support the struggle as women and to organize the people as women.
I el que feien era donar suport a la lluita com a dones i ajudar a les dones.
So after the 80s and at the beginning of the 90s, a lot of people participated in the struggle, especially in the guerrilla struggle.
I a finals dels 80 i dels 90 molta gent participava a la lluita i especialment a la guerrilla.
especially at the beginning of the 90s. One reason is at the 90s we